Hello everyone. I'd like to spend some time today working on our hip flexibility a little bit. I know all of us have been practicing karate non-stop every single day that we've been gone, but Mr. Beal needs to work on his stretching a little bit more. So if you'd all help me out, I'd really appreciate it. So let's have everybody come to attention and big salute. So I want to start with just a bunch of exercises to get our hips kind of back, warmed up and into the swing of things, because some of us might have lost a little bit of that flexibility, me included. So we're going to start by laying on our back, actually. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me a little bit easier. So I'm going to lay down on my back here. I'm going to take one foot, I'm going to put it on top of on my other knee right here. So my other foot's kind of close to my butt right there. Now I'm going to take this knee, the one that's kind of pointing out, I'm going to push it as far away from my body as I feel comfortable and bring it back in. All right? We're going to do that 10 times on a side. So I can, if I want to, I can even lay down here. I'm going to stretch out 1 and back. 2, make sure you're going slow to kind of ease your hips back into it. 3, back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more. 10. Awesome job. And then we're going to switch. So if you want to, you can just pick up your other foot. I'll turn my whole body around just so you can see me a little bit easier. I'm going to lay down here, kind of bring my feet close to my body, pick up my other foot, put it on my leg, and then I'm going to stretch that knee all the way out for 1 and back. 2, 3, back. 4, back. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more. 10. Awesome job, right? If you want to, after all of these stretches, you can kind of do some hip circles to loosen your hips out even more. So I'm going to put my hands on my sides here. I'm going to stretch all the way around one way, go a few times around, and then I can change direction, go the other way a few times around, just to kind of get a little bit more mobility in them there. All right, cool. The next thing we're going to do is our butterfly stretch. So we have 2 different ways of doing that, all right? Or 3 different ways, actually. So the first way is just kind of like our regular butterfly stretch. I'm going to bring my feet all the way together. I'm going to grab my feet with my hands and pull them as close to my body as I can get them. Then from here, I'm going to take my elbows and see how far I can push my knees down within reason, right? This shouldn't hurt at all. It should be like maybe a little bit uncomfortable. So I'm going to start by stretching my back all the way up as tall as I can, trying to get my knees as close as I can to the ground. And we're going to count. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. All right, then we're going to do it the other way we kind of do it in class. So I'm going to take my nose and stretch all the way down as far as I can. If your hands are kind of getting in your own way, like mine always do a little bit, you can take your hands and walk them out in front of you a little bit so you can get even more room to stretch down. And we're going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. All right, kind of shake those legs out a little bit. Now we have one more way of doing our butterfly stretch that we haven't done in class before. All right, so I'm going to turn sideways again. So what I'm going to do is I kind of sit so my legs are out straight, put my heels and my toes together, put my hands behind myself. I'm going to move my body into my butterfly stretch. So I'm going to kind of lift up on my hands a little bit, push my body forward and stretch, and then push it all the way back, and that was 1. All right, let's do 10 of those together. Still kind of in slow motion. I don't want to go too fast and hurt my hips. All right, so we're going to go all the way forward, and 1. Back. 2. Back. If you want like a little bit more of a challenge, when you come all the way out, you can push those knees as far as you can to the ground too, then come back. That was 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. One more. And 10. So that gets your shoulders working a little bit, gets your hips working, maybe even your hamstrings a little bit on the leg straight out part. Cool, right? I have 2 more hip stretches I want to do. All right? The first one's going to be called like a frog stretch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand on my knees like this, and then I'm going to spread my knees out as far as I can, all right, and see how far I can sit in the middle. Then I'm going to push my body up, so I'm kind of like on all 4s, and then slowly push it all the way back, getting my butt as close as I can to the ground, then coming back up. All right, let's just do 5 of these. Ready? And push all the way down. 1. Still moving kind of in that slow motion. 2. Up. 3. 4. 1 more. And 5. All right. So we have those. Our last hip stretch today is going to be kind of a different way of doing our lunges almost. All right? Except I'm going to start with my knee all the way on the ground here. What I'm going to do is I bring this foot in just a little bit. I have my hands on my sides here. And then I'm going to lean my body all the way forward, trying to go as straight as I possibly can, and then push all the way back up. All right? We're going to do 5 of these on each side. So I'm going to go all the way down. 1. And up. 2. And up. As much as possible, I want to try to keep my belt knot, belly button, whatever, pointing in that direction. Just try not to turn your body away. 3. 4. And last one on this side. 5. There we go. Then if you want, you can either turn around or just switch legs. I'll turn around, make it a little bit easier for you to see. All right, so I have my foot here. My back's up as tall as I can get it. I'm going to push all the way forward and then come all the way back. You should feel this like on the inside of your hips, right? That was 1. Go all the way back. 2. 3. 4, and last one. 5. Awesome job. Just a few stretches you can do even every day if you wanted to get those hips a little bit more flexible. All right, like I said, let's do some more hip circles. Kind of stretch those out a little bit. And then the other way. All right, we're going to finish up one more way, just stretching out a little bit by doing kind of our balance stretch. So if you want to, you can have something to grab onto here. You're going to bring your knee up in front of your body, like if you're going to do a front kick, except you're going to hug it, either with one hand and holding on, or with both hands if you're not holding on. Pull it in as tight as you possibly can for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. And the other side. Pull it all the way in, give it a really tight hug. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Awesome job, right? We're going to use this hip flexibility to help us with our side kicks a little bit. Or we're going to do some different stretches kind of using our side kicks. So what I'm going to do is for these, I do want to use something I can hold on to. All right, makes it a ton easier. All right? If you want a really, really big challenge, you can try it without, but make sure you're still doing it right. So I'm going to hold on to the thing I have near me, bed, chair, parent's hand, whatever, and I'm going to chamber my leg all the way in for that side kick, and then I'm going to do 10 side kicks getting higher and higher. So I'm going to kick down really low, 1, then pull it straight back, 2, every time I'm trying to straighten my whole body, 3, all the way up, 4, to 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, 10. There we go. And now we're going to switch. So I turn around, or turn my thing around, grab onto the other side, get my really good pivot, chamber, and kick down really, really low. 1. You can set your foot down in between if you want, but if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, see if you can do all 10, keeping that foot up, so it just rechambers here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nicely done, all right? Again, some hip circles, get those hips a little bit stretched out a little bit. All right, now we're gonna do something called pump handles. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to my first side. I'm gonna grab onto the object, get my pivot and my chamber. I'm gonna lock out a side kick really, really low. Now I'm not gonna rechamber it, I'm just gonna swing it straight all the way up and bring it back down. All right, so that was 1 pump handle. We're gonna do 5 on the side. Ready? And all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and switch. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want to really challenge yourself and do 10 on the side, rock out, go for it. All right, so those were our pump handles, getting our legs out really, really straight. Now we have one more really big side kick challenge, all right? I'm gonna go back to my first side. This time, I'm gonna pivot. I'm gonna chamber. I'm gonna lock a side kick out straight in front of me. Now I'm gonna use my heel to make small circle, or like a spiral. So I'm gonna start, I'm gonna not fall down. I'm gonna start by making a circle out here, kind of really small, then make it bigger and bigger. Keep my knee straight the whole time, and bigger until I'm making really, really big circles with my foot. And then I can put it back down. All right, if you want to rechamber and put it down, you can. All right, otherwise you can just set it down. All right, let's do 2 of those on a side. All right, so 1 is the whole spiral going all the way out. So that was 1 right there. I'm going to chamber in. I'm going to lock that side kick out straight. So they're kind of at the 5 level. And then circles starting small and getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and really, really big. That was 2. Awesome job. Let's try the other way. Ready? I get my pivot. I chamber. I lock that side kick out right in the middle, like right off my hip. I'm going to start making small circles and then make them bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and really, really big. And set it down, all right? As Sensei always says, we have a good side and a better side. This is my good side, all right? Let's try it one more time over here. Ready? Pivot and chamber. Lock it out. And start small. And make it bigger. And bigger. And bigger. And bigger. And bigger. And really, really big all the way around. Trying to keep that leg really, really straight. Then we can set it down. All right? One more time. Let's do some hip circles. Get all the way around there. Ugh. Nicely done. So you can do those stretches we did at the beginning as many times, like I said, kind of every day to get those hips a little bit more and more flexible. And then those pump handles and those circles will get easier and easier every single time. All right, let's have everybody come to attention and